won this 2008 Toyota Camry with front end damage from Copart Auto Auction for $825 and turned it into this nice, clean, dependable ride that is now worth $4,000. Want to know how we did it? Stay locked in. We'll show you how. All right, guys, so welcome back. We're going to be doing another bid. The full step of a bid, buying the car, the whole process from A to B, or from A to Z rather. So right now we're watching the car on Copart website. It's a 2008 Toyota Camry. The car is being auctioned out of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. It's a salvage title, which has to be rebuilt, valued at about $4,500 with a clean title. The mileage is 190. Front end damage, being sold through an insurance company, USAA. So the bid is coming up in just a few minutes. It's the next one up. So let's see what we can do as far as getting this car underneath our budget. We're gonna try to budget at around maybe around $1,500, maybe a little less. So let's see how this works out.
Bonus time. Sold.
All right, so the car's up. Right now, the current bid is at $300, $325, $375. I haven't thrown a bid in yet right now. There's all sorts of bids coming in from different places like Sierra Leone, Jordan, United Kingdom. And they're going kind of crazy for this car. It's Toyota. And it's not unusual. They usually go kind of hard for Toyotas. Mainly because they're just very dependable cars. They keep very good value. So I'm gonna throw a bid in here at $650. I'm currently winning. I just got knocked out, $675. Next, this current bid is in increments of $25 right now, and that would change as you go higher, jump into increments of $50, $100, depending on where it's at, right? So right now it's at increments of $25. The current bid is at $750. I'll throw another bid in right now. $800. So I'm winning currently. So I got my budget set at around $1,500 because I'm calculating the tow and the transferring the vehicle, right? Because I'm currently in Tennessee. And so going to pick this vehicle up is not an option for me. So I definitely have to pay for towing. And that's gonna cost roughly, hopefully around $700. I'm currently winning at $825. So let's see what happens, all right? And so we won that vehicle at $800 and I think $25. That's not bad. Considering I had a budget of about $1,500, well underneath the budget, so that's excellent. Just looking over the car again, you can see here this has got front end damage. It's gonna need at minimum a fender. It's gonna need a minimum fender, a hood, bumper, a light, and you got some stuff going on here with the steel wheel. You gotta probably replace that, and maybe even a tire, and maybe even some suspension work as well. So, that was good. That was a good bid at about $825 or so. So stay tuned. We're gonna go through this whole process where we're gonna go through the process of getting the vehicle shipped, get the vehicle towed, transported. Once we get the vehicle, we're gonna inspect the vehicle and see what all we need to do to get the vehicle ready for sale. We're gonna go through the process of repairing the vehicle and getting this car cleaned up and ready for sale. All right, so you should be seeing that soon in the next segments of the video. All right, guys, so we got the 2008 Toyota Camry in the shop now. We're getting ready to go through the inspection process to find out what all repairs and services need to be done to get this car ready for sale. All right, so right now I'm just doing an exterior inspection of the car. And at this point, I'm in the vehicle. The A-pillar is kind of loose, missing a sun visor. Just checking out to see what's going on with the vehicle as far as what it needs. Pulling out the air filter. Of course, that looks dirty, so we got to get rid of that. That's got to go. All right, let's pull out the cabin air filter, see what that's looking like. That's disgusting. That definitely has to go. All right, so now we're gonna jack up the vehicle, put it on jack stands to do inspection underneath, see what's going on underneath there. All right, guys, so I'm actually running out of fuel, i.e. I'm starving, so I gotta get something to eat for sure. Oh, got some yellow rice with some beef and some hummus. Gonna get to that, and then we'll get right back on the inspection. All right, guys, so we've just completed the inspection for the 2008 Toyota Camry. I have here an inspection form as well as a checklist, handwritten checklist. Kind of low tires in the back, so the left rear tire is at 330 seconds, and then the right rear as well as the left front both are at 430 seconds. This one is pretty much a decent tire. I actually got that from the junkyard. For this tire right here, in which the vehicle came with this tire, you can see a huge hit on the steel rim, bent pretty bad. This may be able to kind of, get back in form. I'm not gonna mess with it. I actually tried messing with it a little bit. You're never gonna really get it 100% straight. And you risk the possibility of having it leaking past where it seals on the rim. So the hit was pretty bad. You can see how it tore open. It tore open the tire on the right front side. That was the hit right there. So when I say pretty bad, it was a heavy hit, but it didn't really do a lot of damage as far as on the body. So nothing too crazy because everything here pretty much is replaceable. As far as you have the bumper that's cracked and broken, piece missing, gonna replace that. You got the reservoir, washer fluid reservoir that's broken and cracked, gonna replace that. You got the light that's replaceable. You got the fender that's replaceable. A couple of other things, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get back to the form. Got the washer bottle, of course, I mentioned that earlier when I walked over. You got a battery checkout. I checked it as good because it starts up with no issues. I didn't actually put a battery tester on it. The air filter, found that dirty. So I transfer a lot of the notes that I made here because I ran out of space onto this paper here. So I'm gonna go over with you. I'm gonna go over this handwritten list of repairs, and then I'll kind of point them out as I go along. So the hood shock. Initially, when I open up the hood, it wouldn't remain open. You've got these hood shocks that may be the original hood shocks, and they just gave out. They're not holding anymore. So I got this pretty cool hood shock tool right here. If you want to know where I got it from, just hit me up with a comment down below. I'll send you a link to where I got something like this from. So we're gonna be replacing the hood shocks. They're worn out. I usually get something like that from online, maybe somewhere between 10 to 20 bucks. Really not a big deal. So hood shocks, the right front lower control arm is bent. The passenger fog light assembly missing. You've got the passenger fender. We actually pointed that out. We're gonna go ahead and replace that. Got the front bumper. We're gonna replace that. You got the right front door, some damage, nothing too crazy, but a little bit of scratches. We may have to pull the door out a little bit. It's hard to see as far as if it's the door that's actually pushed in or the fender that's just protruding out the top. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just, once we replace the fender, we'll see how it lines up. And if need be, we'll be able to push out or pull out on the door a little bit and kind of buff out these scratches. We're definitely gonna keep the door. We're not gonna replace that. We have a mirror that's broken on this door, so we're gonna go ahead and get a new replacement for that right front, that passenger side mirror. The armrest that's broken here. So the armrest is broken and cracked. Look like we're missing the cloth material as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get a new armrest for that. The sway bar end link, the right front strut, right front tie rod, as well as the control arm that I mentioned earlier. So let's take a look at that. Let's see what that looks like. So we got the passenger side control arm. You can see it's twisted and mangled. So we're gonna go ahead and order a new one of that. The tie rod is actually in question. It's hard to tell if these are bent. They have a natural curve at the end link, or the outer tie rod has a natural curve. Sometimes this could be bent and you can't see it. And then sometimes could be a bent at the straight inner rod. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. A very cheap part. I usually would buy something like this, maybe a total set with left and right side for like maybe 20, 30 bucks. So complete. inner and outer tie rod. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that as well. The strut, you can see it's making contact with the body of the vehicle. The inner frame of the vehicle. There's supposed to be about an inch gap. I'll show you a contrast on the driver's side. That's actually normal. So if you look on the driver's side, you can see there is a gap between the end of the strut and the body. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and replace this side. Again, show you how it's making contact. It could be because of the control arm, but I have seen these bent right here at the cylinder portion. They're pretty impressionable. They're not a very, very hard metal, or it could bend over here as well. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that whole strut, complete assembly. You can usually find something like that on eBay or Amazon for like maybe 60 bucks or so, give or take. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that as well. You got the sway bar end link that's bent. You see it's making like a moon shape. It's supposed to be a straight bar, so we're gonna go ahead and replace that as well. We got a little bit of an oil leak. We gotta kind of look into that. It could be the oil pan needs to be regasket. So we're gonna check that out. Let's see what else we got here in the list. Tie rod, the axle's in question. The axle looks a little bit funny as far as it's kind of turned at a certain angle, but that really could be because of the control arm that's bent. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is replace the known bent parts, like the control arm, the sway bar, the strut, and then we'll see what it looks like after we do that. And then if need be, we'll attack the axle. So I put that in question. So the right front axle is in question. Washer fluid reservoir, of course, we mentioned that. The washer fluid sensor as well is sticking out. It looks like it's broken. We're gonna put some new, wiper blades are in question because we can't actually spray the washer fluid to test how the wiper blades are performing. The engine air filter, I think I might have showed you that earlier. And then the cabin air filter is dirty. So not a bad list. Some of these parts are like maybe $10, $15 parts. Yes, it does add up, but it's not a whole lot going on here. So it's really not bad. So as far as now, we're looking like we're going to be okay as far as budget. It's looking pretty promising to make a decent profit. But we're going to have to see as we go along, get these parts replaced and get this car, fix up a little bit and see how much more we may need to spend on this car. So that pretty much wraps up the inspection. Give or take, you may find one or two other things later on while you're fixing the car. Not a big deal, but we got the main inspection of the vehicle done as far as what we know for sure we can see that needs to be done. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward. The next step is we're gonna be ordering parts. We're gonna get parts in. We're gonna start repairing the car. Once we get the car fixed up, we're gonna clean it up and get it ready for sale, all right? Let's keep moving forward. So we just got the bumper ready for the 2008 Toyota Camry. We're gonna do the unboxing now. And shortly after, we're gonna get it painted. All right, so we're doing an unboxing of the bumper that we got from eBay. We pay about $100 for it, free shipping, not too bad. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is an unpainted bumper. The color we're going for is like a dark gray color. We got a paint color that actually is supposed to match. What we're gonna do now is just try to get this thing unfolded. Right now it has a fold from being shipped. It has a trifold. We're gonna heat it up from the inside to get it unfolded, and then we're gonna prep the bumper and get it ready for painting. All right, so we're using a heat gun to try to get the bumper back into its normal form. Just remember when you're using a heat gun, you want to keep moving it around. You don't want to, concentrate in one place and run the risk of damaging the bumper because it is plastic, of course. You can easily melt it if you keep the temperature too high or keep the, the nozzle facing one area for too long. But this is probably the best method to unfold this bumper by heating it up. All right, so now we're prepping the bumper for painting. We're scuffing it down with a scuff pad. We're going to be painting it with a duplicate color spray can. We decided to go this method to try to cut down on the cost to be within the budget. So hopefully it turns out pretty good. All right, so we're starting to paint the bumper with a primer. It's a Rust-Oleum brand primer. I believe it's a sandable. It's like a off gray or light gray. So we're going to put about 2 coats of this, and then we're going to wet sand it down to get the bumper smooth and get ready to put the base coat on after that. All right, so we're starting to spray on the duplicate base coat paint now. We're gonna put about 2 or 3 coats of this, and hopefully that should work out. All right, guys, so we just got the bumper painted on the 2008 Toyota Camry. Not too bad for amateur paint job. I sprayed it myself with a duplicate spray can, matched the color. Duplicate is pretty good for matching the paint, especially if you can find the paint code that matches and the precise color description. It works pretty well. Easy can to use. So I'm not a painter, I'm not a body guy, so I'll take it. Not too bad for amateur paint job. I've just been dabbling a little bit for the last few years, so not too bad. We're gonna let this dry up, and then we're gonna start putting in the fog lights. We're gonna put in the lower grill, upper grill, as well as the emblem, and then we're gonna start getting this on that 2008 Toyota Camry. Not too bad. All right, so we just got some parts in. We ordered these parts from eBay. We ordered a right front strut, complete strut. So we're gonna open that up right now, unbox that. All right, so this is the complete strut. Comes with the spring and the strut assembly complete, so you don't have to do any breakdown or removing of the spring. Just an easier repair to make rather than taking the strut out with the spring and compressing the spring and swapping it over. Pretty reasonable, I think 80 bucks or so on eBay, free shipping. Can't beat that. All right, so this is a 10-piece set. It comes with a pair of lower control arms, a pair of lower control arm ball joints, a pair of sway bar end links, a pair of inner tie rods, and a pair of outer tie rods. So this set costs about 100 bucks or so, something like that. Can't remember, about 100 bucks or so, free shipping. Can't beat that. We're gonna get these parts installed now. All right, guys, so we finally got the front end and suspension components installed. We got the front right quick strut complete installed. We also replaced the sway bar end link. We replaced the lower control arm as well as the ball joint. That's a separate attachment. Just to give you guys an idea on what the parts look like that came off. You can see the sway bar end link is shaped like a half moon. It's supposed to be a straight bar, so that was bent pretty bad. We got the ball joint as well. You see how it was flipped and kind of mangled at the tip of there. It's supposed to be straight. You can see the strut as well, how it's kind of bent right along here. And you can see on the control arm as well, how it was bent where the ball joint attaches. Right, so I just want to give you guys an idea on what the parts look like as far as the hit. The hit was a significant hit, but it wasn't very bad to cause really significant damage. These are parts that are easily replaceable. You can just take them off and replace them. So you know, just want to give you guys an idea what it all looks like as far as getting these parts done. Like I said, most of these parts I either order from eBay or Amazon to save a lot of money. It just takes a few days on the on as far as the shipping, but you could definitely save a lot of money to cut down on the budget when you're trying to do these flips. All right, so moving along, we're gonna be doing some front end straightening work on the panel. Then we're gonna start getting this car back together, putting the fender, putting the bumper on, and such. All right, so stay with us as we work this flip vehicle and get this car cleaned up and put back together and looking really nice. All right, so we're getting the alignment done on the 2008 Toyota Camry. So it has some front end and suspension work done, so the alignment's definitely off, so we had to get it done. Don't have an alignment machine, so I had to take it to a local shop to get the alignment done, so they're working on the alignment now. Initially, was hoping that we can keep this off the budget or off the expense sheet, but the alignment has to be done. Drove the vehicle. The vehicle was a bit noisy from having to replace the control arms. Actually one control arm, sway bar end links, replace the strut. So the car definitely needs alignment, so we're trying to get that done now. All right, guys, so I got an expense sheet pulled up on the right-hand side of the screen for the 2008 Toyota Camry. We can see on the first item for the expense sheet is the $825. Unbelievable Copart winning bid we had. Copart has an expense or Copart fee for $348. We paid $500 for the transport of the vehicle, $120 for the fender, $103 for the front bumper cover, $90 for the headlight and fog light assembly, $86 for the rebuild title inspection application fee, $42 for the washer bottle, spare tire, and armrest we got from the junkyard, $15 for engine and cabin air filter, $27 for wiper blades, AC pressure switch, $71 for side mirror, sun visor, $101 for four-wheel alignment, $45 for light bulbs, $157 for control arms and struts. Not too bad. We had a total expense for $2,530. All right, so on the left-hand side, I've got a snapshot from Kelley Blue Book, My Car Value. It's showing this vehicle to be roughly estimated at around $4,800. We actually listed this vehicle for $4,000, well under, because it is a rebuild title and the vehicle sold. We ended up making $1,470. Not too bad. Not as high as we wanted it to be, but we'll take it. So listen, we had a lot of fun putting this video together, showing you guys the full process of flipping the vehicle from A to Z from Copart. And we look forward to making more videos like this in the future. Don't forget to tap in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.